Hello everybody, Yom Tov. I know it's a day late and I am sorry, but yesterday I was visiting Planet Swollen, where I was the more swollen thing than anybody else on Planet Swollen. So I was unavailable to do anything for you with regard to, monster face. And today I've had problems with a hairdryer that just won't work. So I'm afraid you've got me in flagrante delicto, I think, or some kind of word like that. Well, anyway, the hair's gone wild and there was literally nothing that I could do with it. But anyway, it's quite warm here today in the UK, but it's that sticky, muggy nonsense, that we're going to have to deal with. And according to the weather, we are heading for another massive heat wave, which is going to last for about 7 to 9 days. Isn't that just joyful? So anyway, it is what it is. I hope you're all well today. I really do hope so. Today, here is a hint about where we are going to visit the world on our travels today for our folk tales. We are going to Japan. And this is actually a Japanese fan, just a paper fan, but it's got painted all the flowers and everything on it. It's quite old and it's fallen to bits. But anyway, that's where this fan is from, Japan. And we've never been to Japan before when looking for our folk tales. So today I thought I would bring you 2 or 3 folk tales. And then if anybody's interested, when I'm doing the spooky sessions for Friday, I found a couple of really spooky Japanese folklore. So I may be doing some Japanese folklore before our 3rd episode of Restoration. So if anybody's interested in listening to some Japanese folklore on Friday night, please feel free, because all the little stories come first and then the series comes later. So if you'd like to tune in and watch it for that, that would be absolutely brilliant. Thank you. So without any further ado, I do hope you are all sitting comfortably. I'm sort of sitting comfortably, but that sort of like sticky, it's the kind of heat that makes you just want to doze off. That sort of thing. Anyway, without further ado, please sit back and relax while I read to you a couple of Japanese folk tales or folklore, and then you tell me what you think of them in the comments, and I hope I can get through it without muffling up my words or stumbling over them or whatever it is that I, as you know, I'm notorious for doing. So I hope you enjoy these. Right, the first story there we go. The first little tale that I found out about was called Momotaro. Apparently it's quite particular. My son has a huge interest in anything Japanese, and he says you've got to pay particular attention to the way that you pronounce names. So it looks Momotaro, but you say Momotaro, because some kind of emphasis on the R and the O together. So I'm not being being all affected or anything doing these or trying to put a voice on. I'm just following his advice. So Momotaro was hands down the most famous and beloved hero in Japanese folklore stories. Momotaro means Peach eldest son in Japanese, and refers to the hero's mythical birth from a peach. Said peach was found by an elderly, childless woman while washing clothes at a stream. When her husband split the fruit, a healthy boy jumped out from within. Overjoyed, the couple considered the child a gift from heaven. They named him as Momotaro and raised him as their own. Years later, a teenage Momotaro embarked on a perilous journey to a distant island to combat demon brigands. During this expedition, he recruited a grand army, one that consisted of a talking dog, a monkey, and a pheasant. Together with his faithful retainers, Momotaro defeated the demons and returned home with many riches. His family and he thereafter lived in great comfort and fame. Now, apparently, there's little notes that go with each of these little stories. And it says, this quirky Japanese folklore story originated from the Okayama region. Today, Momotaro is the informal tourist mascot for Okayama City, often found on souvenirs and gifts. The island of the demons is said to be Megijima, a small isle near Takamatsu, located across the Seto Inland Sea from Okayama City. Momotaro is one of the most frequently depicted or referenced legendary heroes in Japanese folklore popular media. He has appeared in games, manga, anime, and etc. He's often also described as a role model in Japanese children's books. In some versions of the folktale, Momotaro's parents gave him a stick of 3 kibidango before he left home. The young hero subsequently used these sticky sweets to recruit the dog, monkey, and the pheasant. Expectedly, kibidango is nowadays a popular souvenir sweet in Okayama Prefecture. Right, now, the next story is it's about Oshimataro. This sad and strange Japanese fairy tale of Oshimataro involved a young fisherman who saved a giant sea turtle from bullying by children. Out of gratitude, the turtle, who could speak, ferried Taro to the mythical underwater dragon palace known as Ryugu. There, the young fisherman was warmly received by Otohime, the beautiful princess of the court. For a short while, the young fisherman also lived in great luxury. Eventually, Taro tired of the opulence and yearned to return home to his family. As a parting gift, Otohime gave Taro a jewelled box, warning Taro at the same time to never open the box, no matter the circumstances. Once back at his village, Taro was even shocked to discover everything had changed. Not only did he recognise no one, even the structures in his village were different. Upon speaking to some strangers, Taro deduced to his horror that decades had passed since his departure and that his parents had long since died. Distraught, Taro forgot Otohime's warning and opened the parting gift. A cloud of white smoke then emerged from the box, completely engulfing the young fisherman, and after the smoke dissipated, Taro was transformed into a white-haired, elderly old man. Oh dear. So the notes that go with this: it is generally believed that the box, known as a tamate bako in Japanese, contained Taro's age. time passes differently in the Dragon Palace. The days Taro spent there equated to years in the mortal world. The tragic tale of Oshimataro is one of the oldest Japanese folklore stories, circulated as early as the 5th century. As is often the case with such stories, there are numerous versions of it. While the folklore itself is seldom referenced in whole on tourist souvenirs, the Dragon Palace and Otohime are occasionally used as design motifs on souvenir packagings. Taro himself has appeared in video games and in anime. The supposed spirit of the young fisherman is enshrined at the rather remote Urashima Shrine in northern Kyoto province. There is a statue of him at the shrine. There is also one of Otohime. Kagoshima Prefecture, at the southern tip of Japan, is said to be Taro's birthplace. The Ryugu Shrine at Ibutsuki, just outside of Kagoshima City, contains beautifully lacquered structures inspired by descriptions of the Dragon Palace. So, we then come to... No, I'll save that for tomorrow. And I'll save that one for tomorrow. Alright. So, this one is called Minamoto no Yorimitsu. Like other civilizations with over 1,000 years of history, Japanese heritage is full of mythical heroes and warriors, one of which was Minamoto no Yorimitsu, a renowned warrior and military commander who served the Fujiwara regents during the Heian period. Yorimitsu is today associated with several Japanese folk tales and legends. He was also famously assisted by 4 mighty retainers. This quartet is collectively referred to in Japan as the Shitenno, or 4 guardian kings. Of all the legends associated with him, Yorimitsu is most famously remembered for slaying the ogre Shuten Doji with his mythical sword, the Dujikiri Yatsutsuna. During the reign of Emperor Ichigo, Heian Kyo, which is now known as Kyoto, was besieged by a monstrous ogre. The ogre not only kidnapped many women to be his servants, often he also killed without warning and ate the flesh of his victims. Under the emperor's orders, Yorimitsu and his retainers journeyed into the mountains surrounding Heian-kyo and managed to fool the ogre into giving them lodging. After discovering the ogre's fondness for rice wine, Yorimitsu incapacitated the monster by offering him copious amounts of the drink. With his retainers holding down Shuten Doji, Yorimitsu then decapitated the wicked monster with his mighty sword. So, the notes according to this one, the phrase shuten literally means alcohol drinking in Japanese. In most versions of the folk tale, the wine used by Yorimitsu was a gift from the gods. The Karatsu Kunchi festival in Karatsu, Kyushu, features Hikiyama floats, one of which is helmet-shaped and inspired by Yorimitsu's expedition. Supposedly, Shuten Doji's head continued to snap at Yorimitsu after decapitation. Yorimitsu survived by donning the helmets of his retainers. Shuten Doji's lair is generally believed to be Mount Ibuki on the outskirts of Kyoto. Some versions of the legend claim that Shuten Doji was displaced from his original dwelling in the mountains by the constructions of and Ryaku-ji on Mount Hei. Both Mount Ibuki and Ryaku-ji are popular travel destinations today. I'm sorry if I'm slaughtering these names. The sword used by Yorimitsu to decapitate Shutendoji was renamed as Dojikiri, and the name literally means demonic offspring ogre slasher. Other than the ogre, Yorimitsu and his retainers are also famous for the slaying of the Tsuchigumo. The earth spider was a monstrous tarantula that attempted to assassinate Yorimitsu. Ooh, just thinking of that makes you shiver. Right, so the last one I'm going to tell you about is called Kintaro. Now, there are different stories about Kintaro's reign and origin. Some say the Golden Boy was the son of a samurai, raised by his mother in a forest after she fled there with him to escape family feuds. Others claim Kintaro was abandoned in the forest by his mother and subsequently raised by a mountain witch. Regardless of origin, Kintaro grew up into a healthy and bossy boy, gifted with supernatural strength and the ability to converse with animals. Today, the most common depiction of Kintaro is that of a chubby boy wearing only a bib, one that's adorned by the Japanese kanji character for gold. The boy almost always wields a hatchet and grips a carp as well. In adulthood, Kintaro achieved further fame by becoming one of the 4 legendary retainers of Minamoto no Yorimitsu. He also changed his name to Sakata no Kintoki. Together with the Yorimitsu and the other retainers, the adult Kintaro then vanquished various mythical threats. His name thereafter became permanently associated with valor and strength in Japanese culture. Now, there's some notes attached to this. And in Japan, Kintaro is regarded as the personification of healthy boyhood. Many Japanese families put up a Kintaro doll on Boys' Day, nowadays known as Children's Day. Such dolls are widely sold as tourist souvenirs as well. Kintaro, as expected, has appeared in many manga, anime, and video games. The protagonist of the hit anime series, Gintama, is loosely named after Kintaro's adult name. As one of the most beloved heroes in Japanese folklore stories, Kintaro was a very popular subject in the Edo period ukiyo paintings. Replicas of such paintings are widely sold as tourist souvenirs. Of note, Kintaro is often shown wielding a hatchet, for he was supposedly given one by his mother to assist local woodcutters. The carp he grips is actually a buddy of his, so that'll be like a fish that he can talk to. I mean, we've all had fish as friends, haven't we? Apart from the ones we've eaten later on. No, just me then. Okay. Kintaro is said to be quite fond of sumo wrestling with his animal buddies. These opponents include the huge carp that he is usually shown with. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about a sumo wrestler, struggling with a salmon. I mean, is that just me as well? Or, some kind of giant perch. Or a tuna, perhaps. Because, they eat a lot of fish, the Japanese people. They're an island nation. And They do eat a lot of fish. But, oh dear me. That's one heck of an image, isn't it? So, I think... No, I'll tell you what, I'll read you quickly one last one. This one's called Kaguya-Hime. Much like the story of Momotaro, Kaguya-Hime was found by a childless woodcutter with a mysterious shining stalk of bamboo. Years ago, she became renowned for her extraordinary beauty, with the woodcutter also incredibly wealthy, as he regularly found gold within bamboo stalks after adopting Kaguya-Hime. In time, Kaguya-Hime's beauty became so famous, she was repeatedly approached by aristocrats for marriage, all of whom she either flatly turned down or dispatched by requesting impossible gifts. Eventually, the unearthly beauty revealed that she was not of our world and must one day return to the moon. And that was a true home. True to her claim, she was soon retrieved by an entourage of heavenly guards. After her ascension, all that's left of her were a few handwritten notes, her robe, and the remnants of the elixir of immortality she ingested before departing. And the notes that go with this story is the Japanese emperor also courted Kaguya-Hime. It was while declining his marriage proposal that Kaguya-Hime revealed that she was from the moon. Although rejected, the Japanese emperor was not offended and remained in contact with Kaguya-Hime. Because of this friendship, Kaguya-Hime left the emperor a personal note and a little of the elixir of immortality that she'd ingested. However, the heartbroken emperor refused to ingest the elixir and ordered it and the beauty's final letter to be burnt on top of Japan's highest mountain. This supposedly gave birth to the modern name of Mount Fuji. Fuji is synonymous with the Japanese characters for undying. A lovely mural of Kaguya-Hime can be seen at the Shin-Fuji Shinkansen station. On clear days, Mount Fuji is fully visible from the station too. It's unclear why Kaguya-Hime was sent to live out in our world. Some versions state that she was temporarily exiled for an offence. Others claim she was fleeing from lunar civil conflict. Of note, the trope of childless couples discovering supernatural children in the wilderness is a key feature of many Japanese folklore stories. Well, I must admit that I learned a few things today that I didn't know before. And, you know, I don't know a great deal about Japanese culture. But years ago I used to watch a series called Shogun. And I found that utterly fascinating. Richard Chamberlain was in it. And John Rhys Davies. And it was a story about feudal Japan and the Portuguese Catholic priests were in Japan, and, you know, all sorts of shenanigans going on. But it was a wonderful series, I love it. And I actually managed to get it on DVD a good while back. So every now and again I take it out and I watch it. And I think, I don't know whether it's Japanese so much, but it's, I do like Chinese sort of period costume films. And I mean, I've got to read the subtitles. But my favourite, and I know it's Chinese, it's not Japanese, but my very favourite movie it's got Chinese subtitles. and it was set in ancient China, and it's called Red Cliff. And I'll tell you about that another time. But if any of you have ever heard of Red Cliff, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to chat to you about it, because it's a passion of my son's, but it's one that I've been able, in a slight way, to join in with him, rather. I cannot get my words out to save my life. But I really enjoyed these stories today. I do hope you've enjoyed them as well. Please let me know what you thought of them in the comments. And could you do me a favour, please? If you did like the video, would you give it a like? You know? And, you know, if you didn't, please don't bother to dislike it. Just don't leave anything. But if you wouldn't mind giving me a like, I'd be really grateful. You know? And just make sure that you've got the notification bell on. Otherwise you may miss one of my stunning videos that I do. But they're all done with love. Because I do. You know, this isn't like a chore for me, or, oh God, I've got to get a video out. It's not like, I genuinely love doing them. And I love doing them for you. And I hope that comes across. Because, you know, put my heart and soul into it. You guys mean a lot to me. And I want to do as much as I can to entertain you. Right, we've had our half an hour now. So I'm going to wish you a very pleasant time of it all. You'll probably end up seeing another video. You'll probably see your true crime before you see this one. But you're going to get this one tonight as well, so double trouble. Anyway, guys, I want you to take care of yourselves, and I will see you again very, very soon. And I love you all, and I'm going to say bye-bye to you for now. Bye-bye for now, guys. Bye. See you soon.